certain times of the day, you know?
Think they are committing a justice.
Yeah.
Not in my court.
I mean, I got void flow now as well, so.
Ready, brothers.
Images.
I've done my part. Now clean up this mess.
I'm trying to level up my mix. I've formed it, yeah, now I've got it to rank 8 now.
Vahek's plans for complete system domination make him too dangerous.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is that you need to forma it like 8 times. Or not 8 times, 5 times.
Yeah, just to get it to 40.
Yeah, just to get it to 40.
And I don't mind that, 'cause I've got like lots of stuff, the formers and that. Still got 2 blueprints left and I'm crafting 1 right now.
Our operatives tell us
Sometimes I'll have 2 as well.
undergone an expensive regime of combat enhancement. Expect the worst.
Oh my gosh, they heck, really. I mean, I'm doing an assassination on a sortie, so no.
I'll quickly do a Dara, just try to get my rank up on my amp quickly.
I knew this day would come. I prepared, changed myself. I made sacrifices. Tenno, are you ready for a sacrifice?
I wish you would stop fucking hiding under the fucking ground.
Once and for all.
Like, I'm literally counting on my razor flies to take him out at this point. That shit is annoying.
I don't know if I should, because I've got a reactor, yeah, to put my Avara, but I don't know if I should put it on Avara.
Yeah, you should put it on Avara.
Got my boxings in there. Avara, yeah.
Yeah, put it on. You literally cannot go wrong with that shit.
No, I need to put my on.
I'll send you the build I use after this if you want.
Sure.
Oh, I hate how Vahek is just a bullet sponge. There's like nothing you can do to open up his thing. Like, I wish Vahek was kind of redone to where you could force open his little vent thing. Like maybe you shoot the 2 vents underneath him or something and it forces open that cavity. Like that'd be a good fix. You're done with the railjack? Oh yeah, they've completely ruined railjack. With the supposed changes, yeah, it's fucking done for. I'll probably never play it afterward. Like after I do like the mission and get Sevagoth or whatever, I'm probably not gonna deal with it at all. Like I'm just not. Well, okay. So they've turned it into a glorified orbiter. And I'm gonna say this right now, like, Rebecca Ford, if you ever see this, like, I asked you on Twitter if it was going to be made into a glorified orbiter, and you said no. And to be honest, like, I get it. Like, the devs are in a position where, like, you have to go to them and they're like, well, they're not going to be happy with that answer, so tell them this, you know, for, like, I guess, like, legal reasons or whatever. But something that I've seen as of recent that's kind of true is, you know, the people in, you know, Nazi Germany that were collecting everyone, which were doing their fucking jobs, you know? And so I believe there's a difference between doing their jobs and doing the right thing. Because you, like, and I get it, like, there might be some extra context that I have missed. Because you did say, after I do this portion of the first portion of the Railjack mission, I can go in and do Orphix Venom, you know, wave after wave after wave of just Orphix Venom. My whole thing is, why? Because that literally makes no sense whatsoever. Because when you think about it, you should just launch into Orphix Venom. Why would things, like, be crashing into this ship? And why would, like, the whole, like, Orphix Venom totally ignore the fact that there's a railjack right outside the capital ship that they are supposed to land on that belong to the Tenno? That makes literally zero sense. So why isn't it just something that you can launch into, like a hidden node or something off the map or whatever? Like, I get it, you want, like, more railjack missions or whatever, but by just doing that and turning it into a glorified orbiter, it's nothing. And then there are different people that can change. Like, there's no point in being the captain of a railjack anymore, because it doesn't matter how much effort you put into your weapons. Like, I'm always gonna sit in the pilot seat. Why do I even have guns on the sides? Why should I even invest in that when other people aren't going to? Like, no one wants to be gunner, everyone wants to be pilot. Everyone wants to be, like, either the pilot or the captain of the ship. And if you're the captain of the ship, you're the pilot. So since no one's going to be on guns unless people don't have a railjack, everyone is going to play solo. So then why are you allowing other people to mod my railjack by bringing on their own avionics? Because then the way you have it sounding is, depending on who's in the pilot seat, depends what the current health maximum of the railjack is. So if I've kitted out my railjack to be the best armor, shields, and health, and some fucking newbie that one of their friends brought along goes, oh, well, go, you know, like, he's doing this or whatever, sit in the pilot seat. And suddenly it's like, oh, why does my railjack suddenly have 300 maximum health? And then suddenly I have to teleport back, tell him to get off of my railjack, and he goes, no, I want to be pilot. Well, guess what? I'm captain of the ship, and there's nothing that actually gives me that power anymore, or that safety net, because last I checked, you can't vote to kick. There's nothing that allows me to kick people if I'm trying to help someone, and it does, like, if I feel like doing public matches or whatever. And so now, like, with this harness system or whatever, like, you being captain means absolutely nothing. Your weapons, like, I remember, like, putting, like, max guns on my sides just so I could bring other people through. And so I could help people get intrinsics and level people up and everything else. And now they're not going to have that. They're going to be stuck with literally nothing. Or it's going to be like, oh, well, it chooses the best things for you. Well, what if the statistics show that the Carcinox is better? But we didn't want that. We wanted the Photor, or the Photon, or whatever it's called. The big-ass beam, you know, that doesn't have, like, the target indicator, you know? Because we don't like the target indicators or something. Why is it gonna force us to use the Carcinox instead? Like, we upgraded the railjack and became captains of it, and people use our railjacks for a fucking reason. We don't give a shit what the other person's avionics is. They don't even have a railjack. They didn't even put things into it. They, most likely, you have the people that like the challenge that you've fucked over because we liked proving to ourselves that we could do it solo, and it was still a challenge while even in a group, because we could leave the railjack, come back, and everything would be on fire. There'd be like 29 different things on fire, which meant that you didn't have enough Revelite for it, which meant that you were going to die or you were going to craft Revelite, right? So then it made you think, hey, maybe one of the tactical mods I bring should be extinguish, so that whenever you come back, you can just extinguish every single fire and electrical fire that you have. Let's definitely not fix the fact that the only 3 things that we get now are hull breaches, hull tears, and fires. I don't even know when the last time I've gotten an electrical fire is. I don't know when the last time the doors have frozen shut. I don't know the last time that I've been EMP'd. I don't know the last time I've gone through any of the other, like, anti-gravity. Like, that's a fucking problem all in itself, because it messes you up control-wise. When's the last time a Grenier has planted a bomb on my railjack? I don't know. I can't fucking tell you. And now I also hear that y'all want to make the interior smaller. Who owns the neck of the person that I want to ring who said that shit? It's a battleship. I want it to be fucking huge. Hell, we still want the system that you proposed originally, where we could change shit during mission. We wanted the dynamic missions that would just act random, and we'd get random objectives in a mission. It wasn't just like skirmish or whatever. You would do a random railjack mission, and it would just pick random shit out of a hat, and it would just generate the level randomly. Like, get the fuck real. Stop, like, we get it. Like, you need to onboard newer players and shit. But it is supposed to be difficult. It is supposed to be similar to a raid. It is supposed to be a team-building exercise. It is supposed to be the 4 of you working together. And now what I hear is that you're also thinking of taking out the complete and utter fucking panic of it, because now apparently everyone has shared pool, like doesn't have a shared pool. I'm sorry, since when were we able to hold missiles on our fucking backs? It's supposed to be a shared pool for Revelite and for missiles and things of that nature. It is supposed to be shared. I don't, like, this makes me want to play solo, just even out of spite. I don't care if it's like whatever. I don't care if it's no longer a shared energy pool, but people should learn to work together. You keep doing, like, DE, you keep fucking doing shit that's like, oh, this will make players want to play together more. No, it makes me want to fucking play solo, I'll be honest. No, because it needs to be fucking said. It literally makes me want to play solo. It just does. It makes me want to play solo. And so now, like, one of my friends, Biscuit, was like, I really want Sevagoth. I just got into this game. I watched the dev stream. Holy shit, I want him. And I was like, alright, cool. Yeah, Sevagoth's pretty chill and everything else. He's like, oh, can I come with you when you're, like, going to farm him and everything else? I was like, yeah, sure. And then after the dev stream, I'm thinking, do I really want to invite him? Do I really? Do I really want to be in a claustrophobic fucking railjack that is smaller? No, for one, I want it to be fucking bigger. I want the railjack to be bigger. I already think it's fucking small. Like, I'm sorry, I already think it's fucking small as hell. Like, DE, your fucking player base, the ones that give you the most money, are your fucking veterans who want a difficult slap-in-the-face challenge on the regular star chart. We get it. Steel Path is for when we're feeling masochistic as fuck. That's fine. But Railjack was supposed to be like the thing, the little island that we could go to. Like, the reason we were supposed to have the comlink shit is for the plebs to feel like they were helping out the veterans so that they could go to the Plains of Eidolon or whatever and shut down a thing that was protecting a thing for the veterans. Right? And you turned that into Scarlet Spear, and I'm sorry, that item is still in my inventory, and I have no idea what it's for anymore, because it doesn't do anything in the regular world. Instead of re-engineering everything that already works, why don't you work on the things that don't fucking work? For instance, the little thing that's navigation in Railjack, why the fuck is that navigation? Why the fuck isn't navigation the little ass table that is just no reason to be there whatsoever? Why is navigation not the little table by Arsenal and the guns? Hell, why is Arsenal not unlocked after every single mission? Why do you have to go to the dojo? After you completely clear all enemies and everything's safe, Sai should come up and say Arsenal unlocked.
Ready for this fight.
The center console, it would look fucking cool if the thing by the guns and the arsenal actually had function and like showed like a holographic display when, you know, you could use it again. Like it showed the whole universe, right? And you could like do random shit like that. Like that would be fucking cool. Yeah, that would be fucking cool. Like, yeah, like, and it, like the current planet blinks or whatever. Just, you know, small storytelling bullshit.
Here to help. And you thought I'd
No, not going, because no one's gonna fucking pay attention to that shit. You warp there through the void anyway.
Kill the Tenno Storm.
But like, come on, DE, don't fucking break what it already like works. Because I know I shouldn't feel lied to by Rebecca, because I love Rebecca, but I feel lied to by Rebecca. I know it's not her fault, because she has to ask what she's gonna fucking say half the time. Because like she said, like, I was like, hey, can you answer questions about Railjack? And she literally said, if I can. Because I know she has to report back to her fucking bosses. I know that. I know it's not her fault. I shouldn't take it out on her. But I feel lied to by Rebecca, because Rebecca's the one that told me. And then, everyone in my fucking clan knows this shit. I literally I literally go on the forums all the time. All the time. And I come up with the most brilliant fucking solutions ever. Right? And nothing gets fucking read. None of my shit has ever been read. People don't even tag devs. People are always just so fucking concerned about their own shit that they don't read everyone else's forums or whatever. There's no reward, actually, for going to interact with other people on the forums. It's just posting complaints, basically. And it's posting complaints by newbies. And it's only after a dev stream when the veterans go on there, they're like, what the fuck are you thinking? And then there's this total contrast. It's like, oh, well, we thought players wanted this. No, people are going there that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Listen to your people who are like MR25 and shit. You're not even pushed to go past MR16. People are going to, like, MR30. Like, those are the people you should be talking to. Right? Like, Brozyme knows what he's talking about a lot of the time. A lot of the times, I fucking, like, disagree with him. I disagreed with him on the fucking dev stream, because I don't believe it needs to be fucking smaller. I don't believe he has the right approach at all. I still believe that the first version of Railjack that they ever came out with was better. And then they tuned the weapons, but they fucked up the speed, so now every mission takes fucking forever. Because now you need a slot for, like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go straight into clan. I'm gonna show this shit. I'm gonna show this shit right now, because here's the thing. The Railjack needs more than 8 fucking slots, DE. It needs more. You're getting rid of the grid system. How the fuck are you gonna do this? Are you just gonna give us something like the Necromech where it has, like, I don't know, like 12, 16, 24 fucking slots? Like, just keep the fucking grid system. It works. So let's fucking go. Not options. Let's go. Fast travel. Dry dock. Let's look at this shit. Let's look. Let's see. Avionics. What about this shit works? Let's see. Battle avionics. I get to choose my fucking abilities. Great. Fuck it. Greatness, whatever. I still think this is fucking stupid. Because I believe that you should have all of your battle avionics in a little, like, thing, and you should choose what you need for the mission, right? You should be able to swap them out, Just deactivate one and activate another. Right? So let's go over to integrated real quick. What the fuck can we change here? Oh, let's see. Bulkhead, increased hull by 506. You need that to get into the Veil. Hull weave, max armor by 253. You need that shit to be there. Let's see. Maximum increased shields. Oh, so basically you're going to use 3 mods no matter the fuck what. Let's see. Hyperflux. Well, you need fucking energy because there's no other way you fucking survive other than Void Hole and Particle Ram. None of the first ones ever in the battle avionics actually fucking do anything. There's Munitions Vortex and Blackout Pulse, which does fucking nothing to anything. Let's see. Forward Artillery. Guess what? You need that. You need it. You fucking need it. Otherwise, your forward artillery cannon does nothing, especially in the Veil. Same thing for Warhead. So let's see. Also, you need Revo Reducer. You don't need it, but it's nice to fucking have. It's a utility thing. You basically fucking need it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. That means that you have to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7, depending on. But you're going to use 5, depending on whether you care about energy or not. Or Revelite. You basically, that means, oh, congrats, you have 2 slots left. Too bad you have 1 avionic left. I can't even put shit in here for speed. Let's look at our fucking tacticals. Oh, well, to go around, repair the ship and everything, or to make more shit, you have to use Void Cloak. By the way, fucking stupid idea for things to regenerate for free. I'm just gonna say that right the fuck now. Things shouldn't regenerate fucking period. This should cause panic. You should want Void Cloak in here for this reason. Having Void Cloak in here for the reason that I'm talking about is actually good, because it gives you a breath to think. Let's see. Intruder Stasis. Yeah, that's kind of nice for fucking tanky enemies. It's the reason I want tanky enemy. Like, I want Intruder Stasis in here. Let's see. Form Up. Well, Form Up, I'll be honest, I use to fix glitches. Because it sets everyone back to a starting position. It heals them, yeah, sure, but it gets people out from a bugged state. Or from people who can't, like, warp back to the Railjack, or when they fall to the map or whatever. I just go, hey, Form Up, and it teleports everyone back. And heals them to boot. You know what I would really like to have in here? I would really like to have something like Breach Quanta. I'd really like to have something like fucking Fire Suppression. where it extinguishes like literally all the fires. I'd like to increase mods beyond their actual capacity by upgrading the actual ship and its slots. I'd like to know, like, oh, well, I put something in this slot, I might as well move this Revo reducer over to here because it's slightly upgraded more. I would like to see the first system that we ever did. So now, let's go over the problems with the interior, since apparently the interior has problems. Let's go fucking in. Let's see. What's the first thing that I would want here? I can tell you what it's not. The first thing I don't fucking want is this thing to be even fucking smaller. Because I'm sorry, but this fucking works. This gun right here, perfect fucking guns. This right here, perfect just straight away, right? I can cross, whatever. This center thing, this should serve all one function. This should count as an arsenal. It already does. It counts as an arsenal. It should be unlocked after every single fucking mission. When I get in, when I jump through this little exit, navigation should be right at this desk. There is fucking no reason for this to be here otherwise. Why the fuck is this here? This looks like where navigation should be. Okay, let's go up by the pilot seat. I for sure would not want this to be any fucking smaller, believe me. This piloting position, fucking fine. Why does this not fucking fold down? Why the fuck can I run into it? It is supposed to fold down. We've seen the TennoCon livestream. We can see the fucking hinges. We can see how it's supposed to animate. Why the fuck is this like this? This is supposed to be literally a holographic terminal to switch all of your like avionics and intrinsics and everything else on the fly. This is supposed to fold down. You're supposed to walk up to this and it rise up while you're active in mission. You're supposed to be able to walk the fuck over this. This is literally the only problem I've ever had, is that this shit right here doesn't fold down. The only other thing I think that you could do better, and I don't even think that you could do it better, because this whole thing is like nice and open. The only thing I think that you would really want is to get rid of this cross bridge thing, right? Or at least make it flat or look like a path, you know? Like actually like connect maybe like right here, it going to here, and then like ramp down or whatever. That's the only interior change I would fucking make, because then it at least would give people the hint that you could go up here. And that something was back here. Do you know how many squads I've been with where I'm just like getting the Arcwing slingshot and they go out the fucking pads on the floor. They don't even get in the Arcwing slingshot from the inside when they have the Arcwing slingshot ability. They go outside.
I'll use it.
Yeah, I know, but you know it's fucking up there. Because I gave you the grand fucking tour. This area, I'm sorry, I like the open areas of a giant fucking warship. Right? This down here, I'm sorry, but this is perfect for adding more features. If you wanted, like, I can only imagine, right, that you have some Solaris United member right here on this box, because that's what the box is actually painted on there for. It's for devs showing where people are gonna be. Like, that's what each symbol, like, kind of, like, was supposed to be, oh, a fighter will go here, an engineer will go here, an engineer will go here, or whatever. I can only imagine someone coming up here on this display and playing a fucking mini game constantly that would get, like, harder or require, like, a specific kind of thing where basically you just, you know,
yeah,
like, you know, like how you can increase your shields or your engine or whatever. You pick what you need to like increase the efficiency of for your pilot, right? Because you're already back by the cargo hold. You're already doing shit anyway. More than that, why the fuck are you gonna make this smaller? This is probably gonna be where you hold your necromechs. They could probably get fired out the back. This already looks like it can open the fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, why isn't there not like an elevator like right here for when people get stuck under here or whatever? Why can't we like place more things down here or have extra functions added down here? There is all this fucking open space, DE. I want it to be open space. I want things to hide in cubby holes like this. I would love it if you had to come back here and there was a square and you found enemies hiding in the vents. I'd love it if we had some fucking Alien versus Predator bullshit where vents were somehow like dealing damage to us and we had to go in the fucking vent and cleanse them. I'd love it if our fucking warship was bigger. So who the fuck's neck do I have to throttle? How many people? Because I'll fucking do it. I will gladly take the assault charge and go, what the fuck are you thinking, as I bang their fucking head into the concrete. DE, with the way you are going about things, let me tell you what's going to happen. It's fucking great that you're adding them to you know, whatever, so you don't have to be in the clan, right? You don't have to be in a clan to be in a dry dock. I get it. Go to a relay. That's fine. That's great. That's better onboarding. People explore the relays and they'll be like, "Oh, how do I get this? How do I do XYZ?" You can add research stations there. It'll be basically a full ass dry dock. Right? That's fine. That's good. Because and then that could be even your own personal research, right? The reason you would want to join a clan then is so all this is like less, because it's all like grouped together, you know? You don't have to research it all yourself then. Like the fuck, DE? And I already see you got UIs in. There's no point in me complaining at this point. You've already got some fucking UIs and shit in. But holy shit, not only have you made it into a glorified orbiter, there's no point in putting weapons on it. Because apparently other people are going to bring their own weak shit, and they're not going to be able to use, you know, the better shit, or it's going to make decisions for people. Or you're not going to be able to switch things on the fly between what everyone uses. I have come up with literal theses on the forums over how to fix things, like Blink. Which, by the way, Blink, still not fixed. It's still not good. People still hate you for it. How's that fucking feel? People are still fucking upset about it. You want to know why? Because we like doing things fast. So let me just bring in this fucking suggestion. You can't use transference with your operator in, like, Arcwing. At all. You want to connect islands, DE? Guess what? The thing that everything is supposed to stem from is your operator. Wouldn't it be handy if, oh, my operator has extra energy now, and that's where Blink comes from. That way you could still dodge forward, left, like backward, left, right, whatever, and then, as soon as you needed to, Blink. Just you activate transference, because your operator's not coming out. So use that for transference. It does nothing. Go into Arcwing. It does nothing. It does literally fucking nothing. I even made a whole ass control scheme that would work on console for y'all. Please give me a fucking application so I can fix your goddamn game. We are getting sick of your bullshit.
That's why a lot of people are leaving. Like,
it is why people are leaving, because they listen all to the noobs, and then people come back and they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
mm-hmm.
Like I liked Warframe. I've stood next to Warframe for the past like 8 years or so, right? I've stood next to every single decision they had. And I was like, okay, well, they removed raids because of an actual logistical reason, you know. Like, more warframes were coming, you know, eventually raids were just going to be fucking easy because of all the warframes, right? They need to come up with a situation where no matter what warframe they come up with, it's going to pose a challenge, or it's going to adapt, or the AI is going to adapt, or something.
And then bringing Void Storm as well.
Yeah. Hold up, I'm getting there. I get that, right? And now, there's supposed to be Railjack, which, by the way, nothing in Railjack that you earn is worth it. You want to go over the intrinsics really quick? Nothing's worth it at all. Ever. It's just not. I'm sorry, but DE, you basically made worthless content. Because you know what I was hoping? I was hoping a lot of the intrinsics were going to be passives. And people at DE possibly watching this, I hear you wonder, oh, well, everything is passives. Really? Okay. Let's go to intrinsics really quick.
Oh my gosh.
Tactical system, deploy avionics, crew tracking system. Okay. So, crew tracking system, eh? Well, that doesn't fucking come into contact, you know, until rank 5, Overseer, which is crew chase cameras. I'll get to that later. There's no tactical avionics that, you know, like sure, okay, let's deploy tactical avionics in regular missions. Let me be able to get ability kinesis, you know, like, which is a tactical avionic, technically. Let me do that. Let me have an energy pool that I can earn, where I can activate different people's abilities to help other people out. Let me be able to send commands to people, right, that don't have a mic. Most people mute their fucking mics, or they do Xbox party chat. Like, people on PC, they don't fucking talk to each other. They mute fucking mics. They don't allow voice activity. That's one of the first things they fucking turn off. Recall warp, I get it. This is only going to be used on the ship. This doesn't need to be an intrinsic. This is just an action of, like, this should just be an action. Like a secondary fire. Like, you take out the thing, and it's the secondary fire of this. Of like, the Omni. The secondary fire should literally be, like, it should be a weapon that you take out, or a utility, and it has a secondary fire that's recall warp. Fine. Overseer. Do you know how many fucking times I've taught people this game, and I'm like, okay, this is how you do spy missions. And they can't keep up with me. So you know how easy it would be to just overseer their camera in a regular mission, and me guide them through a spy mission, since I can see what the fuck they're seeing. So that means the first, so they're passives, right? They're passives, right? Well, the first 5 things you can't fucking use in game. Hell, the first 6 things you can't use in regular core warframe. Reduces flux energy consumption by 25%. Oh, something that's only available in fucking Railjack. Reduce the tactical avionics cooldown by 20%. That'd be cool if we could use that in fucking mission. Arcwing tactical blink. Reduce Arcwing blink cooldown by 25%. This shouldn't be a thing. It should literally take from Xeneric. Or your Warframe's operator, like, pool. Like, there shouldn't be a thing. If you wanted blink to stay, you either should have kept it as the first fucking ability instead of giving us a shit ripline ability that doesn't fucking work the way it should. And I'll get onto that next. But this shit is worthless. All, like join warp. Warp from ship to crew member. You know what this should say? This should say warp instantly to crew member. Because the second someone is downed across the map and it's their last fucking life in core warframe on a survival mission, and they're going, revive me, revive me, revive me. You know what I should be able to do? I should be able to see, oh, warping takes 3 seconds. They're down for 15. If I were to walk there, it would take 30 seconds. I gotta warp there. I warp right on top of them. I place, like, Garuda's Glass, Frost's Bubble, Korra's Whipclaw, whatever, right the fuck on top of them, and I res their ass. That'd be fucking nice, wouldn't it? if the things you actually earned in game you could fucking use. Same thing, like, I get it, piloting, that's really only going to go on the railjack, mostly. I get it. Like, that's piloting. Why the fuck are tactical things not able to be used in, you know, whatever. Gunnery. Okay, a lot of this is, I mean, fine, you know, whatever. Engineering. Okay, yeah, just, I mean, I get it. This is gonna be, you know, remotely repair and things of that nature. I get that. Problem I have is basically with tactical. But anyway, let's get on to the fucking shitty ripline ability. Literally speaking, the way the Itzel is crafted is as a utility vehicle. It can shoot enemies around with drones. It can collect resources and break objects. It can make you invisible. The only thing missing is movement. And you had fucking movement in Blink. Well, now everything can blink. So now everything has movement, which is basically core Arcwing anyway. So you gave us a shitty ripline ability. You know how fucking space works, DE? I want you to attach a fucking rope to a rocket ship, and I want to see what happens to the other end of that rope. Because you know what I would have liked? I would have liked our gliding system to come back, where, you know, you had to, like, brake, you know? You had to, you know, do your thrusters in the other direction to slow down, otherwise you would drift. I would like our 360-degree fucking gyro, you know? Sure, maybe pressing, like, both, like, the sticks down at the same time, or a button or whatever will level you out or something. Fine, do that. Don't take away the 360 gyro. Because you know what? Some people can't fire for shit in Arcwing, and Itzel was going to be their best friend with Ripline. Because what you should have done is have it where your character literally takes out, like, their Parazon or something attached to their Parazon or whatever, and just swings it around, and it auto-locks to a ship and pierces it and then drags them behind. The ship going in front of you should drag it with the ripline ability so that you can more easily track down a specific ship that may be too fast, and then you shoot it down. You shoot it down, you see the cord fucking retract back into the Itzel. Now, Matt, if you sucked at flying, because you fucking suck at flying, I'm just gonna be honest with you. You do suck at flying. You kind of do suck at Arcwing missions. I'm just gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. You know, like, whatever.
that's why I don't usually.
How much easier would it be for you, instead of having to, like, control all the sticks and everything else and do all this weird shit, if you could just ripline to someone and it drag you, so that way the only thing you had to worry about was looking and firing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It would keep you exactly behind them. Exactly. Just exactly behind them. And you could disengage at any point by just hitting the ability button again. I'm sorry, but let's go to navigation real quick. You want to know what inspired this fucking ability of mine? It was this fucking mission right here, Pandora Pursuit. Let's do it really quick. Let's see how well this fucking works. And by the way, DE, ripline on this fucking ability, like, do you know how big your open spaces are? I'm sorry, but this needs, like, fucking infinite range.
Capture this courier class ship. We need what's
Like,
inside.
it's good for, you know, adding speed. But you know what I should be able to do? I should be able to go over here, hold it, and look, this does nothing. Instead, I have to keep up with this shit while avoiding mines. And it fucking moves all over the place, and it's through things, you know? And someone like me is not gonna have really a fucking problem with it, right? We're gonna be able to go up full maxed and everything, do all this and everything. But for people that just want to, like, actually, like, chill out, it'd be nice.
You took out a turret. Shields down. Systems exposed. You disabled the courier, but this isn't over yet. They're going to try to destroy it to keep it out of our hands. Do not let them succeed.
Do you get how much easier things would be if I'm just like, oh, I want to follow this guy, and instead of grabbing him and pulling him, which makes no sense because if I did that, it should probably pull us together and us meet in the middle, right? And me basically fucking Titan shoulder charge him from Destiny.
Just a little bit longer.
But that's not how that should work because he's got fucking thrusters, and I am small human. I am small warframe. I'm literally raging to DE in a live stream. Fucking fix your game, DE. Read some fucking forum posts. Maybe actually look at how fucking much they've played your game and how much they've actually purchased and shit.
You secured the black box. We're all
Maybe actually give your fucking players a reputation.
That was a close one.
Maybe, you know, since not everyone even knows that the forums fucking exist, maybe, you know, a good thing to do would be like, hey, do you like this mission? And then rate it 1 to 5 stars. Because that's something that you used to have in the game. I remember that shit. Because I rated Rush 5 stars. I'm raging because they are actively destroying one of my favorite game modes when the answers are so fucking obvious and veterans are screaming at them on how to fix it and they just don't. Like, I seriously want just a job application and just, like, be like a director or something so that I can focus everyone and fix this damn game. Also, whoever on the art team came up with this shit, yeah, they need to be fired immediately. Because the mastery symbols didn't need to be changed. It's a waste of resources. No one complained about that whatsoever. We should have been able to use the old resources. And it's to the point where people think that the old ones look better. I started out on Switch the other day, found out that I can't get my old, I can't get the old version of the mastery symbols because my account was created after they changed it, so I can't even get the legacy anymore, which means that I'm not going to play on Nintendo Switch. So there's more money for you, Lost. Literally, I will base things off the most asinine things, because if our thing is supposed to be like how we look and everything else is part of the end game, I'm sorry, don't block shit like that. I am done fucking raging. I am done fucking raging for now. Actually, you know what? I'll finish with one thing. You know why people hated Arcwing? There was no fucking tutorial for Arcwing.
Did the operator enjoy this witticism?
There was no tutorial. There is no tutorial. I remember Silva, a good friend of mine named Silva. She goes, I hate fucking Arcwing. I said, I bet you $1. And I was like, no. I bet you 10 USD, because she lives in British. Like, she lives in, like, Britain or whatever. I said, I bet you 10 USD I can make you love it. And she goes, you're fucking on. Took her into a sabotage mission, right? On like Pluto or whatever. And I taught her the controls. I taught her that the whole thing was toggled between boost mode and gyro mode. I taught her that you had to slow down and do different things. I taught her the elevation and like the de-elevation, everything else. And once she wrapped her head around the control, she goes, holy shit, this is so much more easier to control. I had no idea how to even control it. And then she played a little bit with me, and she's like, I fucking love Arcwing. Easiest fucking $10 I ever made. By the way, Silva, thank you. Easiest fucking $10 I ever made. But DE didn't teach that shit. I had to learn that shit because I'm someone that messes with the controls anyway. I check all button combinations and everything else. But not everyone does that. Not everyone checks like, oh, well, what does this button do? Did any of the other buttons change? Did this happen? Did that happen? Like, there's no control on Rush anymore. Simply because you're always in boost mode. And I fucking hate that shit. I can't, like, get a perfect, like, line up a perfect straightaway as I'm going forward and then boost. I have come up with control schemes and everything else. Anyway, I'm done raging. I'm done raging.
I heard that. I heard when that happened.
Oh, one other glitch, DE, for when you ever watch this, is that Nidus is supposed to be able to remove and add assist as much as possible. He can't. He's supposed to be the sole person that can get the assist and not get the assist. So, anyway, Reclaimer, Warframe's treating me pretty good. It's just the dev stream pissed me the fuck off. The devs probably made Rebecca lie to me. And I'm not really fucking happy about that shit. I think they're actively destroying a very good system that Steve had come up with in the very beginning. They said that they couldn't make it work. That's a fucking lie. They just had to change how energy works to the current system that they actually have, or make something cost 0. Anyway. Or make switching things cost no energy. It's just only when you use them. There were ways to fix it. There were ways to do it, and you could bring everything with you. It was able to be done. So, like, everyone figured it out. From the Tenocon trailer, everyone figured it out. It was simple. It was fine. It was good. It was dandy. But like now, like, are y'all aware, like, when y'all go to a railjack mission, and let's say you go to, let's say, I think it's Ruse Warfield. Let me check really quick. I think it's Ruse Warfield. Yeah. So Ruse Warfield, like, basically always has a POI, or a point of interest, where you can go into, like, one of those abandoned towers, you know, and you can, like, get something extra. Are you aware they've turned those off?
Never. I never knew that.
So for shits and giggles, I did a little look-see here, where I did 100 Ruse Warfields in a row, just to see if I got anything from the abandoned derelict. The console never spawned. So that means 100% of the time, the console never spawned. It means they turned it off. But Psy still goes, abandoned derelict, check what's inside, take all you can. It's like, the fuck are you on about, mate? It's been turned off. But it shows up as an objective. So you go in, and then you leave after finding nothing, and it still shows that you can go inside and that there is an objective. But they turned off the console. They, like, just hid it, basically, or deleted it. So it just shows an objective and nothing's actually there. So what you do is you complete the actual objective, and then you just leave as if it never happened. Because it's technically an optional objective. So it's fucking stupid.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, what mission was it?
Like, POIs can basically, like, happen on any mission, but Ruse Warfield basically always has one. Because it's the hardest mission.
Wait, on the derelict? I mean, Demos?
No. You have to look at the Railjack menu. So you look at Railjack, and you go to Vale Proxima, and then it's Ruse Warfield. Whenever, like, you can go into, like, one of those abandoned towers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Anyway, this one's going in the archives. Like, this stream is definitely going up on YouTube. Like, it just is. I complain about a game I love because the devs are actively destroying it.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably going to be the title.
And there's going
Like,
to be
honestly, do you know what it should be like? You should get different abilities and everything. Like, you should have, like, say, like 9 slots for your abilities, right? And then you choose which 3 you want active. And there are probably more powerful ones or less powerful ones. But I've often wondered why can't, if it's a machine that you build, right? Why can't it have both Void Hole and Seeking Barrage? What if I want Seeking Barrage, which costs 100 energy, you know, to be in the first slot, and why can't I have, you know, then my battering ram and then Void Hole? Like, it would still, like, two abilities would still cost 100 energy, you know? But, like, it would be like from your modding screen, you select, you know, whatever. Like, you go into, let's say, like, it's almost like where the universe is, right? Like, you see all what, like, the mods are, or the avionics or whatever that you have, and then you place them, like, you'd go to, like, your Railjack, right? And you'd go under, like, avionics, and there'd be, like, a sub-menu. So it'd be like this, right? Where it's like, is this sub-menu, right? And it's like, oh, well, this right here is your battle avionics. And so then you choose, right, like, 9, 10, 12, you know, like 12, like, make this a 3x4 or whatever. 12 different, battle avionics or abilities that you can activate at a time. You know, and then, like, oh, well, these are your guns or your tactical abilities, and then this is, you know, how you've fitted out your ship and everything, and, like, so, like, you know, like, you could segment it like that, and then, you know, whatever. But then, literally, you'd walk up to this console, which is how it was supposed to be in the future, you know, in the past or whatever, and then you'd activate whatever abilities you wanted and switch them on the fly. That would also work with the with, like, what they're proposing, right? With, like, the whole everyone brings their weapons or whatever, because what everyone could do is they could, before the mission starts, literally come up, they know who the captain is, right? They select it, right? So they select it, and instead of seeing this, they see a screen, and you can select a person's weapons or whatever to use throughout the rest of, like, the time that you're with them, or, like, you can swap them or do whatever. Or just have it to where you can equip all 4, and you're, you know, like, what would be fucking cool is if you could just switch your weapons on the fly, like, oh, all of a sudden, like, Captain, we need toxic weapons. And so, you know, you get off of like pilot or whatever, you come over here to not navigation, but like where the terminus would be or whatever, and you swap from that weapon to another weapon that you have that does toxic damage, which is the Carcinox. And so then you see like just like energy come out, like void energy just come and like completely like reassemble it, or like nanites change form or whatever. Like the ship basically is like alive in a way.
What about the big finger?
That's fine. I
That'd be
like
fine.
that shit. That's fine. It's just a big finger.
Yeah, I wish there was a bit more lore to it.
There will be. Like, it mainly has to probably do with the void storms and everything that they're coming out with. Which, by the way, speaking of the void storms...
I did say that earlier, Seth.
Yeah, so... Y'all... what I hate is that Skirmish is not not bad for it to be the only game mode. For Skirmish to be the only game mode, I think is kind of a good thing. But what I think is that everything should be fucking random as hell. Like, literally, it's like you have a 50-50 chance for this to happen, and a 50-50 chance for that to happen, and a 50-50 chance for that to happen. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Void Storm should be like, oh, Void Storm's rolling in, and you're like,
You're back in the
well, fuck. Like Void Storms are not something that you're supposed to want to do. Like, I know they said, like, you'd be able to crack relics from it. Okay, cool, it's a good consolation prize. If suddenly your relic menu comes up, it's like, okay, well, choose a relic. It's like, okay, well, you know, I guess that's a good whatever. But when a storm comes in, the first thing you should be like is, fuck. Okay, well, I think I've ranted long enough. Why? Why? Because I speak with passion and I know what the fuck I'm talking about? Do you want to know what I've actually wanted in the game for a really long time? An archive. I have one. No. So in my dojo, if y'all are on my stream, y'all can see this right now. So if you watch my stream really quick, you'll see what I'm fixing to talk about. So no. Like, I've wanted a legit archive of people, like an actual like tome, like library. Like, you walk in and it's like a library, like a record book or whatever. And so what I'd imagine is it would look kind of like the Tenno Lab, right? But it would, like, you just see all these tomes or whatever with this holographic display, or like all these hard drives or something. Because this is what I would want it for. Right here. Hold up. This is what I would want it for. For those of you that can't see what I'm talking about, I made a graveyard. I made a big ass floor that is a graveyard where I can put people who can no longer play for reasons known or unknown. So Solar Skater, you know, this guy right here, he was actually a founding member of my clan. I had to kick him, so I created this as a way to show that he was in the clan at one point. But he's now gone from the clan because he had me kick him because he had to sell his like his Xbox One to do like whatever. What I would like to do is have an archive of previous members that were part of your dojo, and you could see what they donated, what missions they went on, how they like went and attributed towards like clan score for events and things of that nature. I want people to be able to have a monument to what they did, where they can come up to the archives themselves even and say, hey, you know, like this is everything that you've done, right? Like for the clan. Like you built these rooms. You contributed this many resources. You did X, Y, and Z. And that way, you'd have different tabs, and you'd have people that, you know, like were, you know, deceased or whatever, or like no longer in the clan, you know, expelled, whatever. And you could see all of what they did. And so whenever you talk about, like, you see a monument, like let's say, you know, let's use Solar Skater here. It's like, oh, well, in the Temple of Honor, I saw this guy named Solar Skater. I wonder, you know, what he all did. Well, instead of, you know, doing / profile name, you know, instead just like go to the archives and look at everything he had, right, that he did for the clan. And then there'd even be a little thing that was show profile, so that you could then look at everything that he mastered and what his mastery rank was and all what he did and what his custom colors were and like things of that nature. It's a history thing, right? It shows that you care about your player base. And I've wanted something like a graveyard for ages. Because if people saw like this giant graveyard of just names, right? They'd be like, well, this guy has like all these flowers by his name. This guy doesn't. Like, this guy was obviously a big deal, you know? Because like everyone's like dressed up his memorial and everything. Like, I gotta fucking check this shit out. And then you go and you're just like, oh shit, he's like an MR30. That fucking, you know what? Like, and then like the other thing is that because it's like archives or tomes, people could leave messages about that player for that clan. So literally you would see like you know, the person there, like you'd see a holographic image of like their warframe or their tenno or whatever. And then you could go through like achievements or like resources donated or whatever, and then you could go to member messages where people could leave messages about whatever. So you'd see like, you know, rest in peace or whatever, or you'd have a like the top note by the admin, you know, like the admin or the owner would always have like the top note or whatever, and it'd be like, oh, can no longer play due to reasons, here's his like place of honor, blah 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 blah. And like there would be another thing of like, oh, this guy was a piece of shit, so we kicked him. So you could actually have a history of who people were in the clan. I have asked for this shit, and the thing is, you want to know something? These systems are already in place, because if I kick someone from my clan, and then they go to another clan, they donate resources, and then I invite them back, like, to my clan. Like, they leave and I invite them back to my clan. If I look and I see, hey, what resources have you donated? It remembers it all. It already remembers it. Even though I've kicked him out of my clan and theoretically it should be 0, because he's donated before at a different time, my vaults already know that. The systems are already, like, literally there. And it's still the top pinned thing on my Twitter. It is still the top pinned thing on my Twitter. But I have asked for, because I can tell you, I would put it exactly beside the Oracle. Because the Oracle would probably be a pretty good place to keep that. But I even have like a whole idea of how it would look and everything. Like, I would even have it to where if you like went in solo or whatever, like you could interact with their warframe, you know? Like you could handshake it or whatever, because let's say you're like brother, whatever, and you play warframe, right? And you just kind of like want to do a send-off to him, you just go in solo, you summon like his like warframe or whatever, and then it's just handshake, and you see him walk up to you and handshake you. You could just sit in like a meditative state, you know, just looking at the screen. Oh, there's a lot of new shit coming. There's a lot of new shit coming. Whether or not they're going to pull it off is... Oh, did you get like banned or something? Oh shit. I think DE would probably understand that though. Have you tried reaching out to them on the support thing? Because they have a support thing for wrongful bans. One of my clan members was actually banned for speaking German. I'm not kidding, because you know how like different words can come across in English as like yeah. So he started speaking German in the chat, and they thought he said a certain racial slur, but that he tried to censor it where the bot wouldn't pick it up, and so it banned him forever. And so had to go and explain the etymology of the word and everything else that he had used to DE over several support tickets. Yeah. Oh, you can play with me. I don't care. I walk people through all the time. I teach people. I love this game. I literally teach people this game. Might want to you might want to try getting that account back then. And if you need a clan, like, fuck it, I'll take you. I don't care. But yeah, I have come up with so many different ideas on how to fix things, from control schemes to whatever, and it's just like, I feel like I'm just shouting into the void, you know? that nothing I ever do will ever be like, because like none of my stuff gets views. People just go there to complain. So literally, because the complaints are like overshadowing all the constructive feedback and everything, none of my stuff gets views. Like, I hate having an above average IQ, because I end up looking at all the decisions that they make and I'm just like, really? Really? That was the route you chose? What? Anyway. Sorry for distracting you with my passion, Nas. I do apologize. Yeah. I know these systems really fucking well. And I hate seeing the challenge of something. 'Cause like, if I'm a newer player, right, and I see someone solo Steel Path, right, I'm just like, one of these days I'm gonna be that powerful. One of these days I'm gonna be able to do the shit he's doing. Like, that promotes a drive for me. And then they make it easier. And then they make it easier. And then they make it easier. And easier. And easier. And it's just like, well, now I can fucking do it. And that's what they did with Railjack. That's literally what they did with Railjack, because one of the things I liked doing with Railjack, like the big like space sim, is I liked soloing it, because I liked the panic that it brought, because nothing else in the game brought that sort of panic. So, thing is, you have to understand is there's this thing called the Omni, right? And it's basically a multi-tool that you're given on, you know. So there's this thing on the Railjack that you can equip called the Omni, and it's basically a repair tool or a utility tool, right? It's like a pocket knife, right? Well, it's fueled by a substance called Revelite. Well, used to, you could come back and there would be like fires all over your ship. Well, fires actively damage your ship. Well, you'd also get electrical fires. So you'd have electrical fires, you'd have actual fires, so your shield's depleted, because the circuits are going haywire, and then Yeah. They always had that. The thing was, though, is that in the first edition... Thank you. That's the point I'm making. Is in the first edition of Railjack, you could leave your ship and it would get fucking torn to shreds. You'd come back and it would be littered with enemies. You'd have 29 different fires, both electrical and fire. You'd have breaches everywhere. Your doors would be frozen shut. There was literal panic. There'd be like a bomb on your ship somewhere, and you'd be like, well, fuck, first thing I gotta do is take care of the bomb. So you take care of the bomb, right? Well, Yeah, because that will cause a rupture, which will be like, oh, well, now I have to spend Revelite to fix a giant rupture. So do that, right? Then you like start taking care of the fires or whatever. Well, the problem is that many fires, you're gonna run out of Revelite real quick. So then you started thinking, well, maybe I should take Extinguish Fires, like an actual mod to deal with all the fires, because if I can just extinguish 29 different fires all at the same time with a mystical mod or a tactical ability, I'm gonna do it, because then all I have to do is unfreeze the doors with the flamethrower part of the Omni, and then just seal the hull breaches, and then we're good to go, right? So then you're actually thinking about what you need to bring. Now I like, so now I don't, because now the most amount of fires that like spawn are like 5. Like fire, like the 3 different hazards that I run into, like the doors don't freeze anymore. The reason the teleporting thing around the railjack was so good is because if your doors froze shut and you needed to make Revelite, you could. Otherwise, you counted on, like, literally someone else to get you Revelite, or you died in the water. That's just how it was. You needed to teleport around the ship. And so, you'd teleport around the ship, and you'd go make Revelite, and you'd come back and you'd unfreeze the doors so that everything everyone could move. Or that you could move. Right? But now they don't do that. Now they don't do that. At all. Like, my doors have never, like, frozen, but maybe... I mean, I think the last time they froze were in Railjack 1.0, I'll be honest. And they're fixing to come out with Railjack 3.0. My ship no longer gets EMP'd, right? Because used to, your ship could get EMP'd. Like, they'd sneak on and, like, place an EMP or something, or like, they'd hit you with a certain amount of, like, of things or whatever, where, you know, whatever. I'd like it if the further you... Here's what I'd like. The further you ignore a hazard, the worse it gets. So, like, the way this works in my mind is, for instance, like, the tear, you know, like the big-ass red thing, where it's like a big-ass hull breach or whatever, that needs to be fixed in... That thing needs to be fixed in 60 seconds or else. That instant game over. That I understand. But your hull breaches, if you get a hull breach, you should start losing heat, which means that your doors should freeze. Right? If you ignore a fire for too long, it spreads. If you ignore your shields going down from like an electrical fire for so long, it'll spark and it'll EMP your whole ship. You're punished for not taking care of your ship. As you should be. But I don't want it to be just like where you never run into that scenario, because enemies need to come on board and make those things happen faster. Right? Which is why we have, you know, the enemies that have like the cutters and the flamethrowers and everything else. They need to be able to set your ship literally on fucking fire. It's not like just one little patch of fire starts and it's like, oh, well, I'll just go take care of that really quick. No, there needs to be some fucking danger behind it. It needs to accelerate quickly to the point where you're always on your toes. Like the guy that's your engineer, you know, while you're in pilot and you have 2 guns, yeah, that guy should be on the lookout for fires like 24/7, like, I need to pay attention, I need to pay attention, I need to pay attention. He sees a fire, and he sees a hull breach, and then he sees another hull breach, and he's fucking screaming like, no, 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 no. Just, like, he should be fucking panicking. He should be then, like, calling for help, going like, I might need y'all off the guns to come help take care of this shit. It is 3 hours. I think most of the stream has been me ranting for 3 hours. I mean, I basically am in the whole stream. I'm basically critiquing the devs and the decisions that they've made. Like, that's the only... Oh, you'll... Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's fixing to... A lot of it's fixing to change. That's the thing. Like, a lot... Like, the Railjack, like, 3.0 system is fixing to come out. And it, like, you got here late, so, you know how... So, like, do you remember when, like, Limbo was, like, a troll character? Right? He could, you remember when, like, do you remember when, Limbo was kind of a troll character because he would freeze everyone's bullets? Do you want to know how they fixed Limbo? They halved the time of stasis, right? And they took away its ability to freeze bullets. So basically they double nerfed it, because if everyone was complaining that stasis was too long because it freezes bullets, the fix wasn't to do both things. It wasn't to make it, you know, a shorter duration and to take away its ability to freeze bullets. It's because now, instead of having stasis the same exact time as Cataclysm, to the point where you could keep all of your abilities up without having to constantly cast, they should have just removed the ability for it to freeze projectiles. But that's not even what they should have done. What they should have done is only removed the ability for him to freeze allies' bullets. They should have made it to where Limbo's own bullets still freeze. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about it, man. There's a lot in the game. Can understand it, but I'm hungry. I'm literally hungry, and I am getting apparently bitched at by my mom. You know, whatever, because apparently she wants me to pick up the damn phone. I don't know what she needs, but I might as well call her back. So I'm gonna go eat. I'll stay in the party or whatever. But I'm gonna end the stream. I'm just gonna keep bitching. And I need to stop bitching. Cause mama ain't raised no bitch. And yeah, so